what's the life in Kiev these days like?
Mhm. Well, it's difficult to say in a couple of words, because from the one side, many things are going on, like with the pandemic, for instance. Other things are totally different. Uh, so, what is totally different? We have the curfew.
Mhm.
It's like the whole year long. It didn't stop, so there's no possible to move somewhere at night. Um, we have their outages, which
Our
really
outages.
influences. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
they've started.
every district of the city has the outages. Every building, so like everybody suffers from this, with the different like schedules. The schedules always vary.
And
Uh,
severity.
yeah,
Yeah.
from place to place. Sometimes they're less, sometimes they're more. Like for instance, on the weekends they try to not to switch the electricity, so there are days without switching off. But everybody has it, and most have adapted to it. Like they bought generators, they bought the
Power
batteries,
stations.
they just tweak their schedules and so on. So it's just like when before, when you want to go out, for instance, or to go to the shop or somewhere, you just check what is the weather outside. Now you just check what is the weather outside. Is there an outage in the place you plan to go? Is there any curfew? uh, and is there
Limitation.
any limitations and any air alarms? So
Mhm.
this is
Yeah.
just like a number of factors you have to consider, just extended.
We have apps on the phone. We have different chatbots and stuff like that. So basically, we as usual, probably not as usually, but we adapted quite a lot to all this stuff. So basically, as Yuri said, we've started adapting during the pandemic, and probably it was like ever moving process, because probably I left Kiev at the first day of war, so I was not so far from Kiev, but in Kiev, but to the southwest. We have a summer house and stuff like that. So we moved there with three families. It was quite an experience. And then I went back to Kiev like in a month. So late March, I was back in Kiev, and I've missed the most dire time that was in the city, but I was in Kiev when its population was halved, so to say, because a lot of people went off, or was out of the city, and it was quite interesting. But yeah, regarding the outage and stuff like that, probably there is a running joke that before, when pandemic started, all the Ukrainians became quite up in medical knowledge and stuff like that. We all were epidemiologists. Then when the war started, we became military experts and stuff like that. And now we are experts in power supplies and generators. So, because everyone found the way to make stable connection, to have some kind of electrical supplies with all these power banks, electric stations, as Yuri said, generators. Right now, it becomes a bit more easier as the outages they have different severity, because as far as I understand, we now need to rebuild our electrical system so it's more in line with European system and stuff like that. Due to, if we want to change everything that was destroyed, there is not that much supplements, old Soviet supplements left in Europe and all around the world, and thus we need to transfer to something more modern. So it's good and bad, but overall we are pretty good right now in adapting to all these. All the main like supermarkets, clinics, stuff like that have powerful generators, thanks to all our supporters from also from Czech Republic and from all over the world, and it helps a lot because right now we don't have to check this that much. Right now, when I have outage at home, I can simply go to the supermarket and buy some food, something like that.
And
So,
restaurants and cafes, bars, are they open or What does
It
look
all
like?
depends, but overall they are mainly open because lots of them have gas supply. So they have all their heaters. They are not on electricity but using gas.
Mhm.
So basically, yeah, they
But
are.
yeah, generally the restaurants here are available. They have tweak their schedule, so
Yeah.
the schedule is shorted, so they don't work at night, but still they work.
Yeah, they work fine.
I would
But
even
mostly
say
fine.
one of the popular type of the places in Kiev is hookah bars,
Mhm.
and they quite often hookah bars are located in the basement of the buildings, and it's like additional level of safety. So you're
Yes.
happy to spend time there.
Yeah.
It's a hookup
Safe.
bomb shelter, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
When we were talking to our client about like outsourcing the production of their campaign to Ukraine, like they were worried at first, and I said like I'm good. Like if things turn out bad, I'm gonna go to Kiev and work with them to finalize it and make sure it works out. And after I made the promise, I started looking like, are there actually trains running to Kiev? Or like, how am I gonna get there? Because for us, the idea is that the world stops, the life stands still. There's a war, so like all the restaurants are closed in Kiev and everywhere in Ukraine. And then I started
You
to this.
you could be quite surprised if you arrive in Kyiv, because yeah, there are limitations, and probably we've adapted to them, and thus they don't seem for us that much severe. But overall the life goes on, especially when they ran from our from our
I,
region.
I
Yeah.
would say this is this kind of level of working. So if before war you just go to the website or the Google Maps and check the place, and it's the working hours there, you just don't recheck. You just go there and it's available. Today, when something is written that it works, you just have to call and recheck, and
Mhm.
50%
Just
that
about
it
the same.
won't work, or
Yeah,
maybe the schedule is different, or just something is or they moved, or they just closed temporarily. So you just have to recheck everything.